Greetings and welcome to News TV. I am Makanaka Masenya. My story is making the headlines. SB Moyo argues that police action against protesters was spot on in the courts. MDC dragged to court for failing to pay salaries. And business, Nampeg hit hard by Mtunenube's fiscal regime. In sports, Darlington Dodo replaces Chitebwe at Caps United. Now for the news in detail. President Emmerson Mnangagwa's government has scoffed at condemnation from Western countries of the manner in which police handled protesters in Zimbabwe and the subsequent crackdown on pro-democracy as well as opposition activists across the country. Foreign Affairs Minister Moyo told journalists at a post-cabinet media briefing Tuesday that those that have described the police action as heavy-handed have a right to do so.
Whether the police used excessive force or not, we will always, as government, desire that the police should use commensurate force or response to demonstrations. But also, it is a very subjective matter, as you may understand, to say at what point, when the protesters wanted to enter Muntaba building here, what could the police have done except throw smoke? These are the issues which can always be debated day and night. That's why I'm saying it is their right to say so. But I think we must be clear here about the circumstances, about the situation which has been developing on the ground.
Cabinet on Tuesday said it had received a paper from the Ministry of Mines detailing a roadmap towards achieving an ambitious $12 billion mining industry by 2023. This would be a 344% increase from the $2.7 billion as at 2017. Information Minister Monica Mchonga told a post-cabinet media briefing in Harare Tuesday that a detailed document on the process will be made public soon.
Cabinet considered a paper by the Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Chitando, on the roadmap for the achievement of a US $12 billion industry in Zimbabwe by 2023, a 344% increase from $2.7 billion in 2017. A detailed document which will outline the achievements of the $12 billion by 2023 will be launched very shortly.
According to Muchangwa, Cabinet approved the establishment of provincial committees chaired by the respective provincial mining directors to oversee expected dramatic changes across the country's mining areas. Mnangagwa has since taken over power in 2017, signed one deal after another with different investors, but little has come of this so far. The main opposition MDC has promised government's continued ban of its plans to protest, declaring it would no longer be bound by unjust laws going forward. Speaking to newszimbabwe.com following another prohibition order stopping the party's protest set for Gweru Tuesday, the MDC's Midlands provincial spokesperson Takabafira Jou said the party was for now going to abide by the demonstration ban. The MDC had planned to stage nationwide protests on which the Harare, Bulawayo, Gweru, Masvingo and Mutare to demand that President Emmerson Mnangagwa convenes what it described as genuine dialogue with its leader Nelson Chamisa. Authorities have argued the MDC was planning to unleash violence across the country and issued prohibition orders so far in Harare, Bulawayo and now Gweru. Protests are still planned for Masvingo on Wednesday and Mutare on Thursday. Veteran broadcaster Godfrey Majonga has died. He was 62. Majonga cut his broadcasting teeth at the ZBC in the early 80s, presenting a current affairs show then known as The Nation. He was, however, left paralyzed after an incident in which he reportedly clashed with then State Security Minister and now President Emmerson Mnangagwa over a woman in 1987. Reports claimed Mnangagwa forced Majonga off the fourth floor balcony of a flat, leaving the broadcaster paralyzed. He passed away at 11 p.m. on Monday, leaving behind a wife and 3 children. In the courts, 5 former MDC workers have dragged the party to court over failure to settle salary arrears, totaling $222,000. The 5, Tafadzwa Chakanyuka, Alec Tabe, Geraldine Sibanda, Wilson Box, Lawrence Paganga are seeking to have the party's bank accounts garnished in order to get their dues. Court records show that the five have already obtained court orders against the MDC and filed writs of execution against the party's movable property. However, the former workers are now arguing that the MDC has no non-movable property, hence they cannot instruct the sheriff to attach them. In business, government's decision to discontinue the multi-currency system last month has impacted negatively on the country's economic and business environment, leaving paper and packaging groups struggling to stay afloat. In its latest trending update, NAMPEC Company Secretary Keith Nicholson said that the fiscal and monetary policy measures implemented in the first half of 2019 by the authorities have significantly altered the operating economic landscape in Zimbabwe. Nicholson said foreign currency shortages and rising inflation have presented major challenges to the group at a time when near-crippling power shortages are having a severe impact on production schedules. Finance Minister Mthweni Ncube in June announced the reintroduction of the local currency and the ban on the use of mainly the US dollar, which had become Zimbabwe's de facto currency. We end with sports. Caps United have moved swiftly to replace Lloyd Chitembwe, who left the club to join crosstown rivals Harare City after elevating their assistant coach Darlington Dodo to the head coach role until the end of the season. Chitembwe's sudden resignation, which came less than 24 hours after the team's 2-1 win over Bulawayo Giants Highlanders, forced the Caps United leadership into convening an emergency meeting on Monday evening, where Dodo was handed the reins. Dodo was one of Chitembwe's assistants at Caps United since August last year, and his last job in the top flight was at Bulawayo City, where he was fired as the team sank deep into the relegation zone. Reporting for newszimbabwe.com, I am Makanaka Masenyama. For this and more stories, visit our website www.newszimbabwe.com and our YouTube channel, NewsMTV.